yourselves a round of applause in the area as well, okay? Now, really quick, thanks for coming out this afternoon. Want to welcome everyone as we continue the year's celebration, the 155th Emancipation Day. Today's parade continues a long tradition started just after the end of the Civil War on April the 16th, 1862, 8 months before the Emancipation Proclamation was issued by, of course, President Abraham Lincoln. Enacted the District of Columbia Compensation Act, freeing over 3,100 enslaved persons in Washington, D.C., right here in the nation's capital. This year, because April 16th falls on the same day as the Easter holiday, the 2017 Emancipation Day Parade and Concert is taking place early this week. Well, actually, today. So, D.C. residents held the first Emancipation Day Parade on April the 19th, 1866, and the tradition continues. Many great leaders worked hard to bring back the tradition, with Mayor Anthony Williams creating the public holiday as a reason why your taxes aren't due until Tuesday, April the 13th of this year. That happened in 2005. That is the backstory. Now, to my, that would be, is that my right or my left? To my right, we will be seeing the rest of the parade coming down very shortly. There will be a host of individuals in this parade, our Mayor, Muriel Bowser, and a whole lot more. And make sure you save your battery power. Make sure you stream it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And I think we have a hashtag, right? The hashtag would be DC Emancipation Day. That is hashtag DC Emancipation Day. Or
Welcome to On the Scene with Patricia McDougall, celebrity photographer, and my co-host,
Tamrat Medhin from Little Ethiopia.
Absolutely. We're in the house and we have some special guests. And so we want to introduce them very briefly. But before I do that, I just want to say that Emancipation, that little video you saw with the drummers, I guess, that was an introduction to the start of Emancipation Day that was celebrated on the 8th, right?
Yes, on the 8th.
On the 8th. Right, and it was absolutely fabulous. But anyway, so let me introduce my special guest. Look who we have in the house. Now, I'm going to let you say it, Elisa, right?
Yes, my name is Anise Jenkins.
Yes.
Executive Director of Stand Up for Democracy in D.C., otherwise known as Free D.C., like you see on my hat.
And she's always in the house representing, so we are so happy to have her here today. And we have another special guest, and I'm going to have Tamrat introduce her.
I'm going to introduce today a very important woman, the wife of the legendary Ethiopian king of music.
Mm-hmm. Yes? Say the name again. You can say your name, please. You said her name, right?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. My name is Roman Bezu. I'm the widow of the late legendary king of Ethiopian music, Dr. Artist Tilahun Gessesse.
Wow.
All right. Okay, good. So we'll have an interview with her.
Yes, we will come back to her. We're going to have a special interview for her. And then we're going to have you talk a little bit about what you're doing with Statehood and Free D.C. and all the different events that you're all over D.C. manding. That's all I'm going to say, right? She's always in the house. But before we get that, we want to say Happy Easter to everyone who is celebrating it. And I'm sure you're celebrating, because I'm sure celebrating. We just came back from Howard University. They had service over there, and we was happy to be there. I actually brought Tamrat for the first time at Howard to service. Yes, and so can we show those pictures very briefly? So tell us, that was your picture that you took, actually.
Yeah, that's nice.
Isn't that nice? So he was shocked. And those are my two kids, Alexander and Leah. They're in the house. Alexander's my videographer. He's holding us down. That's a FaceTime. You can see him right now. And that's actually, I didn't bring my flyer with me to tell you exactly the name of everybody, but we know who everybody is at Howard, right? Who was holding it down. That's Tamrat, right? And also the dean of the chapel at Howard University, and always, I guess he's Otis, right?
Yeah.
I'm probably saying it wrong, and I'll have to make sure. Did you get the name of everybody
I
there?
have their publication
Oh,
here.
that's what I was looking for, my flyer. Yes. Can you please tell us his name so we can get it correctly? Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. So we don't want to mess it up. So that was the Reverend Dr. Otis Moss Jr. Yes. And I didn't want to mess it up, but we want to say that he had a wonderful service, and we were happy to be in the house with him to serve today for that special day. Easton was happy to have my kids. join me today. Big shout out to Lee and Alexander for holding it down and actually coming out to serve us. But anyway, so we showed some pictures there, right, briefly, and so we want to thank you for tuning in with us for that. So moving right along, we have a lot to talk about, but before we get started, we just want to show some pictures from Easter, the one with the hat, and also the Easter back in the day. Can we show those pictures right there very briefly as well? And just hold it there for the one back in the day. Thank you. So as you can see, that's Coney Island. The picture's a little old. Don't ask me what happened to it, but that's Kevin Koga, Lisa Koga, my brother Jerome, who's a hot mess, and Timmy, and actually Teresa. So we want to give a special happy Easter to them because they were, this is what I used to do on Easter after church service. I don't know what you did, but I'm from New York, and so we went to Coney Island. So if I was close, I'd be in Coney Island myself. So maybe next year, right? But anyway, that's me, of course. I put my little big hat on. I wanted to get started, even though I didn't have one on for service this morning. And that's actually one of Jan Duplain's famous hats. So I want to give a shout out. And I just made a little animated a little bit. So we're going to move right along. We're going to show a little video for, if we can do that for Emancipation Day, that would be good. 0882. Or one of them. It's all good. We'll
We'll have our second time around. But before we go, what? There's something I've got to say. Let me hear you. Everything's not what it seems. There's a stronger force. He's in our lives every day. He's right there when we call. Y'all hear me now? In him is where, yeah, I lift my eyes beyond the skies. Only he can save my life, and only, come on, I wanna thank to raise my voice. Let me hear you, DC. I sing it out loud. I sing it. Come on. This song is mine. So beautiful. And I thank you. Ah, you sound so good. He gave us his love. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Come on. I'm talking about Jesus. See, I ain't ashamed to call his name. I know where my sin comes from. Every morning I wake up, I say, oh, thank you, Jesus. Yeah. Second verse says, I know there's some who don't believe. Sometimes it's very hard to see when we live this old life every day. Some things don't go your way. But you know what? To be not his will. Kind of honor, and there are yours and yours and yours and yours that claim this to this. See, now we don't have to beg or wrong, no. Yes, he is standing, climbing tall. Stand up, y'all, get on up, back in the back, get up the seat. Sing for the Lord, he's not ashamed of you. Say, I want to thank you. Today, I sing it out loud, I sing it all day, yeah. That song is my prayer to only you. No, you can't compare to the gift of good. She gave us the love, yes she did. And if you know what I'm talking about, just wave your hands to the heavens and sing. You sound so good, DC. Check it out, check it out. See, he gave us His love. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You gave us your Son Jesus. I'm not ashamed to call His name. I said, Jesus. Somebody told me I can make the devil flee in the name of Jesus. So every morning, in the afternoon, and the evening time,
Come on now.
I get down on my knees. God bless you, DC. God bless you.
Wow, wasn't that wonderful?
Yeah, that was wonderful.
Now that's Howard Hewitt, man. He knows how to sing to an audience. What? He'll have you mesmerized. That's all I'm going to say. So we were happy to have that video clip to show you that we were in the house and celebrating. And we're going to talk a little bit about the emancipation now. So D.C. emancipation, yes.
D.C. emancipation is April 16th, when 3,185 enslaved people. These are slaves who were in the District of Columbia, in the District of Columbia, who were enslaved, who were freed by a bill signed by Abraham Lincoln. This was April 16th, 1862. This is the 155th anniversary of that historic day. And normally it would be celebrated today, April 16th. However, today is Easter, so the D.C. government changed it to April 8th, which was last Saturday. And as you can see, it was a huge celebration,
Yes,
as
it
it
was.
always is.
Yes,
Huge.
yes.
They had fireworks. They had a concert. There was a parade, which we participated in, and we've been marching in the parade and representing those enslaved and commemorating and remembering.
Yes, yes. And you want to tell us a little bit about that? Anything on the D.C.?
Well, it's an amazing program, and we have participated in some of the wreath laying ceremonies. And it is a very important day to remember.
Yes.
Because I think about 3,100 slaves were got
Yes,
their
3,185.
Yeah,
Wow,
exactly.
to be
Yes.
exact. Wow, so we have a lot of history here. So we do have a little piece on the mayor. So can we play that for you? Our lovely mayor. She's doing wonderful things as well.
I want to thank all of our team that's pushing hard every single day for the best city in the world. God bless the District of Columbia. I want to thank all of our team that's pushing hard every single day for the best city in the world. God bless the District of Columbia. I want to thank all of our team that's pushing hard every single day for the best city in the world. God bless the District of Columbia.
Wow. Well, I tell you, we definitely made that statement right? We must have said that about 5 times.
Yeah, and we are very happy about that, because whatever is being done in Washington, D.C., we love it, because Washington, D.C. is the sister city of Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
Oh, that's
And,
right. Especially little Ethiopia, right?
In 2015, we had a joint program where 47,000 Washington, D.C. public schools ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner, nothing but Ethiopian. So we love that, you know.
Well, we need to have some of that food right now. How about that? But anyway, did we show some of the pictures from Emancipation Day? Can we show that very quickly? I know we showed the video, but let's show some
We
photos.
have plenty of time, so don't worry.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, later give it to
Don't
her.
let me forget that.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to show some pictures from the event and who was in the house, and just kind of mention it very briefly. So if you know some of the names, you can call them out. I will definitely tell you exactly who was who in a minute, because I have a list of them. How about that? So we had MC Light. Oh, that's our congressman. So we had MC Light.
Former councilman.
Former, that's correct. Vincent Orange. He's the man on the block. He's always doing some wonderful things. I want to give a big shout out to him because I just love him dearly. He's representing always, and he's always in place and always doing his thing. So that's a band. I think, I don't know if that's Rare Essence. Yep, that's Rare Essence. Matter of fact, Leah used to do some singing with one of the gentlemen on the right. And so she used to be a part of their band. They used to travel around all of the D.C. area. But anyway, they're doing some wonderful things. They were actually with DJ Cool and the Backyard Band. They were performing together, and they were doing some wonderful things there. And as you can see, you want to tell us who this group is right here. I know you know all the names, so I'm not going to call them out, right, and mess them all up. But these are the housewives, the real housewives of the Potomac, doing their thing, right? They was in the house. They were actually hosting, and that's the fireworks here. As you can see, it was absolutely spectacular. We do have a video that we're going to play for you in a little while. But we just wanted to show some of the pictures so you can see and get a feel for all the activities that went on in the D.C. area. So we do have some more pictures too, if we can show them as well. That would be awesome. And that's my girl, Anna McDougall. She actually does a little quote, and actually she's on my social media page right now. So if you want to visit my social media page of Patricia McDougall, my Facebook page of Patricia's Professional Photos or Patricia McDougall Facebook page, you actually see a little piece on her that she actually did at the event. We can't show everything because of time, but that's a family. And
That's
tell us,
our
who
group.
is this? This is your group.
Yes, this is our group, Stand Up for Democracy in D.C., and we have been marching in this parade before it was an official D.C. holiday, which it is now. That's Miss Maia, Ambassadors for D.C. Statehood. We always connect statehood to Emancipation Day because it's that we will be free and equal, just as what the enslaved sought back in 1862.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we appreciate that you letting us know, and you could talk a little bit about this group right here. I'm sure you know that's Eaton Thomas and family, and that's Lamar Rooker, who everybody just loves, and the whole place just goes absolutely crazy when he comes into the room. Can't keep him still, and that's his mother on the far left with that beautiful outfit. Yeah. She's always being representing all over the place. They had an event yesterday at the MGM building. It was a brunch. I'm sorry I couldn't get over there to be with them, but I'm sure they had a fabulous time. Maybe next week they'll show some pictures. Can you tell a little bit about this group right here? They were actually in the house representing as well. That's the congressman, right? Councilman. I don't know the ward he's in, but
he's actually my councilman.
He's already retired.
He's in yours?
He's my council member, Kenya McDuffie, Ward 5.
That's right. Yes. Representing, and Mayor, as you can clearly see, she's representing. She has a whole group with her. These are all of the different ones who had marched, and actually on the far left, as you can see, that's the council member as well, correct?
Brandon Todd, Ward 4.
Ward 4. I knew you would tell the wards because I tell you, I can't tell them all. And tell me, these beautiful ladies right here, they're always representing with
they were
Brandon
strutting
Todd.
their stuff that day. They were dancing to the music. Those are Miss Senior DC, and they always wear their sashes.
They're representing their District of Columbia. They have a club, I take it, and they go around and they perform at different events. I've been to many of them, and I've taken many pictures. And this one here, I said I'm going to make sure I get a little picture for them. And these two guys right here with the mayor, they did a fabulous job. I heard them sing. His name is their teen singing sensation, Cam Anthony, that's his name. That's their names. That's the name of the group. You can find them on social media. I had a chance to meet with them. This is our mayor and our beautiful mayor with Lamar Rucker. They were actually doing a how you say a selfie. That's right, and I just have to capture it to get the essence of everybody standing behind. You know about selfies, right? Yeah, everybody takes a selfie, so hey, we got to give a shout out. Everybody was trying to get in that picture, as you can clearly see. They was all in the house doing their thing, celebrating Emancipation Day. As you can see, there was a lot of people who came out for that. No joke, right? And so I was happy to be in the house. I actually started out early in the morning, and that's my girl Shantana. She actually was on the show. I mean, she's in town. She travels all over the world. She's very, very busy. So I happened to bump into her down on the mall, so it was good to see her. And so I said, let's get a photo in there, right? She'll have to come back onto the show to visit with us again when she's not traveling all over the place, right? How about that? And these two fine brothers, not the one fine brother on the right there, boy, he's all over the place. He's doing some wonderful things. Don't ask me all these names because I don't want to mess him up, right? But that's a host for the TV show, radio station on the left. So, we was all in the house doing our things, right? And that's my guy right there on the right, and that's a DJ right there. And he also he's a DJ, I guess, for Rare Essence, if I'm correct. But that's my brother right there on the right. He's doing some wonderful things. As a matter of fact, he's going to have a Mother's Day weekend event, I think, in Atlantic City. And he's also going to be hosting the Summer Festival in Maryland. So stay tuned for some updates on my social media page as well. And that's my girl right there. What? She had a Sister to Sister magazine. You know who that is, Miss Jamie Foster Brown. She actually hosted, I think, the event, if you're correct.
Oh, she was the MC.
She wasn't the MC. She put on the stuff. She worked with the mayor's office to actually get it up and running. So we want to give a great shout out to her. It was good seeing her there on the scene and looking beautiful as ever, doing her thing. And I love her belt. She always styles them beautiful glasses. And this is, of course, you can see they was all being representing up in the house here. The housewives of the real housewives of Potomac with the co-host who was actually doing the MC and doing a lot of interviews in the back. So we were happy to have them there as well. Can we show some more of the pictures, right? And they were actually on the stage dancing and partying and actually hosting the event. So you could see Lamar Rucker, he came there and started partying with them in between the various performances too. And everybody knows who that is, the famous who? Johnny Gill.
Johnny Gill. Everybody was waiting for him.
They were waiting for him, right? Yes. He came out in the dark. I mean, it was late, but because he came out right before the fireworks, as you can see, he looks absolutely stunning. He was actually giving out roses, and them girls was going crazy. Oh my goodness, what? Yes. We can't play his music because I was too close to there was one video in there, but I was too close to the stage, so I couldn't really show too much. And this was the group who actually put it together. That was the committee. So I was happy to get in there and get a little quick picture with them, very briefly. So we want to give a shout out and thanking them for doing a wonderful job during the total, the event. And because today is the actual day, right?
Yes, April 16th.
I'm so glad that I'm able to share the photos, and that's also the committee as well doing their thing. A big shout out to them doing a wonderful thing. So I'm actually glad that I actually posted it today because I was feeling bad that I wasn't here last week, and Tamrat actually held it down doing a wonderful thing on the show. So we're going to move right along with these pictures very briefly, please. And that's the singing, the group too I mentioned as well. That's Cam. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So we just want to show the quick video, and then we're going to come right back out for the next video for the event. I think it was the parade, and then we're going to come over to our special guests. We'll come back to So that was the band marching, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they did a wonderful job.
Yes, the parade was a bit shorter than usual, but it was lively, very lively.
Wow, and she did a wonderful job marching, and actually you probably helped them organize that whole piece right there, right? So we're gonna come very quickly over. I know we have some more pictures. Maybe we should just show the cherry blossoms before we get started. How about we do that? The video first, and then we're gonna come to our special guests.
By the way, we know what Mr. Medhin calls the stance. What does he call the stance? Yes, spectators.
It's up by the National Cherry Blossom Festival sponsor village at Constitution and 12th Street for giveaways for Procter & Gamble as well as 97.1 Live FM, Lipton Green IT sample, and festival merchandise. Hello.
So as you can see, the cherry blossoms followed. It was actually early in the morning, right before your parade, right?
Yes, right before they were, I believe, 10 to 1, and ours started at 1 o'clock right after.
Right after. So it was amazing. And we showed some pictures as well, if we can, very briefly. Did we give you some pictures for that? Right, so we just want to show that's Miss DC. She's actually styling as always. She's everywhere, all over the DC area. And I'm sure this is Miss Virginia. Oh, this is Miss Maryland. That's right. And she was in there too. So just some quick pictures here. These were actually the last part of the parade. As you can see, the floats, and that was Mr. Potato Head that was in there doing his thing, marching through. So in that little video you saw too, I wanted to show you some action. And then I'm not sure who the lady is on there, but she looks like Miss District of Columbia. Then you had some singers, and I'm not quite sure the name of that singer, and I don't want to mess up his name, so I'm not going to say it. But he was on a float. They actually stopped by the stand where the judges were. I don't know if they were judging or just actually watching and just, facilitating the parade. But as you can see, it was absolutely beautiful. And so it was good to be down on the parade. Did you guys get to go down there to the Cherry Blossoms parade? Did you like that? Wasn't that nice? I guess you've been there so many years, right?
Oh, yeah. Every time since I was born in D.C., so we went to things like this since I was a child.
Right.
Long time ago.
It's a must. And if you don't even get to the parade, just as long as you see it, I did show some of the cherry blossoms because they're just so pretty. And I had to give a shout out to all. And that's my little grandson there. And so he was my little model. And he was my photographer too. So he took a few pictures for me. As you can see, he took that one. Even though we showed it before, I just wanted to show it again because it is the cherry blossoms. And today, I think, ends the cherry blossoms. So we were going to give a shout out to all that came out to actually participating in that. So moving right along, we're going to bring Tamrat in to talk with his special guest, and we'll come back to some other events that we have coming up as well, and then we'll come back to you again. Okay? Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Today we have the widow of the legendary Ethiopian singer who's considered to be the king of Ethiopian music. His name is Dr. Tilahun Gessesse, and his widow, Roman Bezu. She will be speaking about him. I have some questions to ask her. These are some of his pictures. We remember him when he was at that age in the 1960s. I was a student in high school and college, so he has an amazing impact on most Ethiopians. And we have few pictures, but we'll have in the future a longer interview, but we'd like to have a short interview because when he died on Easter. It just happened today that Easter is celebrated in the Western world as well as in Ethiopia. It coincided today. Most of the time we have it at different times. I believe it happens every 4 years. So that's why
the Easter falls on the same day.
That's why I invited her, and she's in town. Roman Bezu works for the African Union, and she have a lot of international work for many years, international organizations like United Nations and IMF. before, throughout while she married him and before that. And she was married to him in 1990, and he died 8 years ago. And we are remembering that occasion. Little Ethiopia has published a story about him. If you go and check on our magazine or littleethiopia.org, you can see detailed information about him. And I will start with one question, and my first question to her will be, what is like to be married to a legendary Ethiopian singer?
Yes, talking to the mic closer.
First of all, I'd like to wish a happy Easter for all Christians who celebrated. And as well, I would like to thank the radio talk show.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
Thank
we're
you.
happy to have you.
Little Ethiopia
Thank you.
radio show for inviting me here to share my views and experiences on my late husband, Dr. Artist Tilahun
You have
Gessesse.
to talk closer.
Your question, to answer to your question, what is like to be married to a legend? It's a very tough question.
Yes.
It has its own cons and pros. If I may start with the pros, you know, when you marry a legend, a celebrity, your life is totally different from the other, you know, marriage. You get special treatments, VIP treatments.
Always.
You get full attention wherever you go. You know, people gives you special respect, and so on. Just to brief, to name a few. But on the other side, the disadvantage of, you know, marrying a celebrity, you don't have a private life.
Right. Right.
Your private personal life is exposed to the public, to the media.
Right.
Whatever you do, it's out there. You can't hide it. The media, the public is always after you. That's the very frustrating part, marrying a celebrity.
You still have that encounter now, as
To
much?
some extent, yes. To some extent. When he was alive, of course, that
Oh,
was
yes.
a different issue.
Yes.
But now, after he's gone to, that still remains because
Of course.
His legacy is always there.
Absolutely.
So being part of him always remains, you know, even after he left. So
Right. Because they're still
that's the
playing his
toughest part.
music.
Exactly.
Yes, of
So,
course.
yeah. That's the toughest part.
Well, there is a belief that to people that there is no one who much him after he became famous. I mean, there were other famous singers like Mahamud, and there is a new one who came in now, Teddy Afro and others. But everybody believes that he has an impact in general on Ethiopian music. So what do you think about that? And while you are speaking also here, I like also to mention the fact that several times he has been in trouble, I believe, because of the type of songs he sings. For instance, I remember Al-Chalkum, Uta Yaskafam, and Sosto Almazoch. All these have got some impact. So
Right.
how did he manage, I mean, to survive? Well, at the time of the emperor, probably the emperor's time, things were not very difficult, I mean, tough. But how did he manage, especially the Dirk, where he was talking about the Sosto Almazoch, means I think he's talking about Colonel Mengistu, Colonel Atnafu, with probably General Aman and the next general who came back. So how did he manage to survive all this time?
As you know, Tilahun was not only a simple singer. He was everything. His passion to his music and the love to his country has made him really an icon for the Ethiopian people. The music, there is no, you can no. I mean,
No
one
much,
cannot find
yeah.
an aspect of life that Tilahun didn't touch.
Wow.
I mean, you name it. family, friendship, unity, justice, freedom, you name it.
Wow.
We can say you can find yourself, anybody's life, in Tilahun's music. He has touched all aspects of life, all the feelings, all the sentiments you can find in his music. So that made him special. And some of the his musics were very controversial. They were very powerful. Those 3 songs you just mentioned, they were really controversial, and which has resulted in his deposition.
Oh my
By
goodness.
the Zen government. He has been through a lot. Tilahun.
Wow. Do we have a video
well,
clip
I
of his?
understand, yeah, we will have.
Oh,
we will
okay,
have a
sure.
look. But you know, I don't know. Most of the time, what affected him was the interpretation. I remember when he sang Al Chalkum. Now people were thinking now he's speaking about the emperor. You know, Al Chalkum. I mean, he's saying that I'm tired of the government. And
Right.
and also when he said "Uta askafam," I mean he's saying, well, we have to cry and things like that. And the last one, which I mentioned, Sosto Almaz, that also includes Colonel General Tafari Banti, Atnafu, and Mengistu. I mean, as you said earlier, he has touched everybody's in different life. I mean, every year I remember as a young student in high school and college, every year everybody was just watching and trying to see what is he coming about. So I mean, it was a big suspense about him. It was very, very great. So now let me going to the next question. What kind of a guy he is, by the way?
Yeah.
Tilahun, unlike his performance on stage, in his private life, he's a very different person. Very quiet, very reserved.
Wow.
He can sit in a room and you can spend hours and hours without listening a word out of him.
Okay.
But he was a very good listener and very sentimental at the same time. And he was very humble and very respectful person.
All right, amazing. I want to ask you, how much effort is being made by the family to preserve his legacy, or is there any other groups trying to preserve him? I mean, he's very, very important artist like him.
That is a very challenging issue we are facing now.
I'm going to close it.
Because Tilahun lived his music for nearly 50 years.
Wow.
It's not easy. So, and the archive system, I have to be honest with you, back in Ethiopia was not easy to find archives, even the music. So you have to go after people to,
find it.
Yeah, to find his music. So preserving his legacy, a committee has been set up, immediately after his death, and we're working on a variety of projects to preserve his legacy and to pass his works to the generation to come. There are, like his biography, which I earlier showed you, the book. Which I have
he has a book.
Yeah, he has a book.
To show it.
There in my in my bag.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a book.
Oh, in the bag.
That has been completed immediately after his first commemoration.
Okay.
So we're planning to translate it into English.
There we go.
Yeah.
Pass that bag with the book. Yes. So, it's in what language is it in?
This one is in Amharic.
In Amharic. Oh, very nice.
This is the book.
Yes, very nice.
Which has been inaugurated during his first commemoration.
Okay.
Well, you know that Amharic is one of the official languages.
No, I know. I wanted her to say it, right? Yeah. And you say something in your language here?
Yeah, you see, it says,
how do you say?
Ethiopia, ye muzika negosi. It says Ethiopians, king of music.
The king of Ethiopian music. That's the title.
So how do you say it in your language?
Ye Ethiopia, ye muzika negus.
Oh,
Tilahun, Gessesse, 1933. Yeah.
wow, amazing, amazing, yeah.
So we're planning to have it translated into English and to have it in the different shelves. Why not also here in the Congress of Library?
That's right. Yes,
I was
yes.
already in contact.
Absolutely,
with-
yes. It's very powerful.
Yeah, it's very powerful, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we have different projects. One of them is the biography, which has been completed,
Uh-huh.
and renaming a street or square after his
Something.
name.
Wow. Wow. Very
That
powerful.
also has been processed, and a documentary film as well,
Mm-hmm.
or a feature film based on his biography and his artistic work.
Wow.
The other project, we have a short and long-term projects.
Okay.
So opening a music school also after his name, since he's an
Good
icon
idea.
for Ethiopian music. He's, we can say, the founder is a role model for all young Ethiopian singers.
Okay.
So we're planning that.
Maybe something on U Street, Little Ethiopia, right? What do you think? Can you arrange that? You can talk to her. She does all organizing.
Definitely, yeah.
That would be the place, right?
We're gonna knock
Yes.
everybody's door anyway.
Yes. So why don't you show the video so we can hear a little bit about it? Yes,
Okay.
that would be good.
You have a video?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay.
Let's show a little piece of that video.
እንኳንስ ደስታዬን የሰውነቴን ሰው እንኳን ነፃነቴን ጸጋ ክብሬን ትቼው በእናት ሀገር ምድር በሚያውቀኝ በማውቀው ስቃይ መከራ አንቺ ዘንድ ያድርገው ፍቅርሽ ላኖረኝ ሰው ላረገኝ ፍቅርሽ እድሜን ያድርገው ውለታሽ መላሽ ለጥቃትሽ ጋሻ ለችግርሽ ለችግርሽ ደራ እንኳንስ ደስታዬን የሰውነቴን ሰው እንኳን ነፃነቴን ጸጋ ክብሬን ትቼው በእናት ሀገር ፍቅር በሚያውቀኝ በማውቀው ስቃይ መከራዬን አንቺ ዘንድ ያድርገው ከአድማስ ወዲያ ማዶ ከባህር ባሻገር እንዲያምርብኝ ባገር እናት ዓለም ጡትሽ ታሪክ ምድርሽ ይጥራኝ አደራሽን ይዤ ላይነ ስጋሽ ያብቃኝ ላይነ ስጋሽ ያብቃኝ
Wow.
Well,
That's
wow,
rare.
amazing.
That's
Amazing voice.
Amazing. Yeah.
Can you tell us about
You
this?
see how emotional he was while singing this music?
Yes.
Yeah. This
Yes.
is out of love to his country, because the lyrics, if you listen to the lyrics, it's
What are you saying?
yeah, about love to his country.
Oh.
And he's crying.
Yeah, he's crying.
I see, yeah.
To die than losing his country, than, you know.
He lived for his country.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that's his. He's known for
Wow.
that.
I mean, there's a lot of
He
people
was
now
not
that
just a
live.
singer.
Yeah, he
He
was.
was
Yeah, I could
just-
tell. Yeah, he's passionate
He's
about.
very passionate about his.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how old was he when he started singing?
Oh, he was 14 years old when
Oh,
he started.
All of his life.
All his life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He's always been a singer. Yeah,
He
absolutely
has been a singer
beautiful.
all his life. Yes.
And what's the name of that song? Somebody wants to find it on the.
It's called.
You know the name of that song?
Ethiopia, yeah, my Ethiopia.
What is it called?
Ethiopia, my country.
Oh, okay, okay. It was very, very nice. Wow, very touching.
Yeah.
A lot to that. Yeah. So that was very nice. Do you have an extra
You
some
mentioned
more?
you have a committee. Is that the committee still running, or are you going on?
More or less, yes. Because I'm here also at the same time for family matters. At the same time,
Okay.
I'm working on the compilation of his musics.
How many of them do you have? How many years so far?
It's around like 400, I think. That's
400?
Around 400.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we're working on the compilation of his musics. We've gone halfway, and once we finalized it, as I said, just said earlier, like his book,
Like a book, yes,
we're
yes.
gonna have it in all the national museums,
Let me see it
universities.
again, the book? Yes, uh-huh. Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
So this
it's
is the
not
book.
easy. That's where.
Yeah. This is the book here, so if you could see it, and then you could order it, right? It'll be, so we'll have to get it maybe. Is he in the African Museum, the new
This
African
is what
American
we're
Museum?
working on it. Yeah.
Oh,
Starting
yes.
from the Ethiopia. Yeah. It's already back in Ethiopia. It's everywhere.
Right,
in
of
the National
course.
Museum. So now
We
we
bring
are
it to
working,
America,
We bring
yeah.
it to America.
America,
Yeah.
sure.
Both,
With history.
in Amharic and in English
Oh,
as well.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe you can. She has all the connections. Maybe
Oh
she
yeah,
can
definitely. I'll
arrange
knock at your
something.
door, but
You
I
need-
don't know. I think he's promoting it too much.
Maybe we're going to
Yes.
talk to Mariam. She can do
Oh,
the
Mariam.
interpretation, yeah.
But we're gonna move a little quick because we want to show the pictures of Mariam. We're gonna have some
Exactly.
other pictures to show. But tell
Okay.
them, how can they find you?
Through me.
Oh no, but she has your name through you. Okay,
Yeah,
so
she
she's
was-
not on social media. You're not on social media at all.
You have a
Okay.
ship, yeah? You have a ship, yeah?
not really.
So little Ethiopia. She's a little private. So
Yeah,
little
yeah,
Ethiopia.
private,
I
private.
understand, right?
And I'm inviting her, by the way, I'm inviting her for the May 5 Pan-African Victory Celebration of Meazza Hasabat. It's going to be held at the African American Civil War Memorial,
Okay.
5 p.m. That is a very, very important occasion.
Okay.
As you know, the second attempt to colonize Ethiopia was failed at that time. So we are honoring it. That is going to be our 11th event. So we invite everybody.
Well,
and
we
I
will
will invite her
come.
over there. She will come. And I don't know if time permits, I may do an Ethio mixer before that, but we'll see because these days time has to go very,
He
very
loves
tough.
and you have to come to this Ethiopian mixer because the food is awesome.
Oh yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. If you like to eat, that's the place. He go to his
good.
wherever place he picks this
Yes.
time. We'll see. Is there something else you want to tell us? Because we have some more pictures we want to show, and we can come back to it if we have time. Right?
Did you have Aviva's picture, by the way? Okay, let me conclude. Is there anything you would like to say at the end? This one?
to close it up with?
Close up.
You know, we can always come back because we're gonna find her
Yeah, we're gonna
through
invite her. She'll come back
Tamrat.
on, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I gave her a very short notice. I didn't
Yes,
prepare.
yes, and
Today,
we're happy
it
that
just
she
came to my mind, and I said,
came.
"Come
Yes,
on, you know."
yes.
Definitely.
But I
That's
can
just-
see her very well. Yeah.
I just have. I
Beautiful
was not
history.
prepared to do because he just told me at the very
That's
last minute.
okay. We take
And
last
the
minutes
program
like
is
my
very
sister
short.
over here,
So
right?
next time we
We'll
come,
have
we'll
more
bring the
time
list
in
of
the
the
long-
music
yeah,
and other
sure.
things. We'll discuss it, and there are a lot of other
Yes.
things. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. So you have pictures of an artist that was on our show. Can you show those pictures of his artist that he had on the show? What is her
Yeah.
name
Her
again?
name is Aviva Dese. She's an
Aviva.
Ethiopian Jew,
There she
famous
goes.
singer.
Yes.
After she did an interview on this show.
Yes, she did, and she actually sang for us. And where is she in these pictures here in New York?
I think she was in Boston.
In Boston, she
From there,
travels.
She went to New York and Boston. Now she's back. She just sent me this morning, actually.
Wow, we're happy to show
Aviva
her
Dese. She's a
picture.
famous Ethiopian Jew.
And speaking of Ethiopia, I actually did a photo shoot with this lovely lady. So can we show those pictures, Betty and her little daughter? We actually was down there on the mall, and So she is the couple is absolutely adorable. Oh my goodness. I had so much fun with her little personality. And we have some pictures there.
I know her.
And you know her, right? She owns a couple of restaurants or participates in a couple of restaurants here in the DC area with hookah. What is that? Hookah? I don't even know. What is that? Hookah, what is that?
She would have Betty or
Betty is her name, yeah. She and isn't her daughter so cute?
They look like the same.
And they when I was doing the photo shoot down in Georgetown, I was stopping. Everybody was stopping, asking like, "Who is this?" And where did they come from? And like, my goodness. And I was like, "Can we?" And they were taking pictures of her with me taking the picture. And I mean, it was very interesting. Doug, my good friend, actually turned us on to it, so we want to thank him for that. Can we show the pictures from Mongolia very quickly, please, if we have time? I don't want to forget that because that's my buddy over there. They had a little, I guess it was at your place that we normally go to. What is it called? The scientific department? Yeah, and that's the ambassador of Mongolia and my dear friend over there. And so
Fraser Mansion.
The Fraser Mansion,
yes,
right? The other one too, right? And so they were actually celebrating the U.S. relationship, the past, the present with Mongolia, past, president, and this is the museum, right? Where you go all the time.
Ron Hubbard Museum, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we wanted to show that's Doug with the ambassador doing his thing. He's always in photos. And then we have, and that's Ski Johnson, the nominated 5-time Grammy artist, and he was taking a picture with the ambassador. And that's me, of course. I was getting a few pictures, right? And so they gave out, there was a dancer there. I don't know if we have time to show the pictures, but we do have some video there. And tell us, who is that, Beth?
Yeah.
That's Beth. Everybody knows Beth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's my friend in the middle who actually told us about it, because I ain't going to say where we were before that, but we were at the Russian embassy before that doing an event, believe it or not, right? All right, so we're back up and running. Boy, I tell you, it's all those high-resolution photos and them video clips that we actually put out there that actually throws us out of commission. But it's okay. We always get the word in. So you know where to find us. Patricia McDougall on the scene, celebrity photographer, every Sunday at 2 p.m. Please tune in. And my Tamrat, he comes on and talks about little Ethiopia. You have something to say very briefly?
Well, you can check us on littleethiopia.org.
Yes.
Tamrat Medhin.
Yes, and my sister over here, Miss Free DC.
Yes, we are still out there fighting for full citizenship for DC residents, and I want to thank Patricia and Tamrat for inviting me today. And I want everybody to remember, Free DC, statehood now.
That's exactly right, Free DC. And my sister here, we want to thank her for coming on to the show. We appreciate and love all of you, so thank you, and a happy Easter to you. Patricia McDougall on the scene. Thanks.
Thank you so much.